Cal Kellogg here. I am up in the Sierras today. Now, if you've watched the channel for very long, you know my philosophy in the springtime is start out in the valley, then move into the foothills, and then move into the Sierras. Basically, follow that spring bite upward in elevation, and then in the fall, we reverse it. We start out high, and then we gradually work our way down low. Now, I started out this year fishing down in the Sacramento Valley at places like Comanche. In the foothills, I spent a lot of time out at Collins Lake. A few days ago, I was out at Folsom. Well, today, I'm in the Sierras. I'm at a small Sierra lake. I'm up around 3,000 feet in elevation. So, you know, I'm not up near the summit, but I'm significantly higher than I would be if I were at, say, Lake Comanche. Now, intel, haven't fished this lake for a long time. This lake has a really strong rainbow trout population. There are planters, there are ex-planters, also known as holdovers, and there are some very large brown trout in this lake. So we may catch a brown, we may catch a rainbow. I'm probably gonna catch pan-sized rainbows. That's the predominant fish here. But like I say, there's browns here. I've caught browns here up to 27 inches long. My wife's caught rainbows here up to about 20 inches long. Beautiful wild fish that come in and out of the tributaries. So let's talk intel. What do I know about this lake? Beyond the fact that I know there's a bunch of pan-sized rainbows here, some larger rainbows and some big browns, I know it's a pond smelt lake. That's what the fish feed on. Little pond smelt that range anywhere from 1 to 3 inches long. I have no idea how large the pond smelt are at this time. Water temperature on top, it is 6:12 in the morning. It is May 21st. Surface temp 69.4 degrees. So, not super cold, not super warm. Based on that temperature reading, I'm expecting the fish to be spread out anywhere from 10 to 20 feet deep, and that brings us into our speed and lure selection. This is going to be my deep lure right here. It is a trigger spoon in a new color. It is 50/50 chrome and orange. Good match for the pond smelt, and you know me on orange. I like orange. I think that's a winner. Gonna put this down on the downrigger at 20 feet, target speed, about 2.5 today. May slow down. They may want it slower. One stumbling block confronting me is the fact that we have a full moon. The moon is huge, and that's never good for a trout bite, but it's not a reason not to go fishing either, so we're gonna deal with it. But we're gonna start out fast, we're gonna cover some water, we're gonna work my method. Big and fast to slow and small, we're gonna see what they want. So that is my number one offering. That's gonna run on the downrigger. And of course, I'm gonna have a lead core rod in the water right here, hybrid lead core rod. On this one, this is gonna run across a broad range of speeds. I have a very underfished fly. I have a white, let me show it to this camera here. I have a white woolly booger on there. Great bait fish imitation. Got it rigged with an action disc, a couple bobber stops. I want about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of space on that. That's what I'm looking for. The fish are looking for small pond smelt. That is a close enough match to fool them. Again, white woolly booger, very underfished. Catch a lot of fish on these guys. Catch a lot of trout on them, and we catch bass and panfish and everything else because, hey, it looks like a minnow, all right? So, lake has two tributaries. It has a smaller tributary here to the north. It has a larger tributary to the south. I've had my best luck in the main body and in the south tributary. I'm gonna start off here in the main body. The dam is over here. The river arms are up there. I'm gonna start out here in the main body. I'm gonna get up to speed. I'm gonna get these lures wet, and fingers crossed, we are gonna be yelling, fish on. Let's get started. Let's get some trout in the net. Fish on, guys. This may be a bass because I got over a point there and I'm marking all kinds of fish on top. It could be a trout. Wouldn't be surprised if this was a bass. Only one way to find out, and that's to reel him in. A lot in the way of fighting. He is heavy though. I'm going to slow us down a bit. Nice and easy here. Whatever it was, it wanted a pond smelt. Saw that trigger and jumped all over it. As soon as I saw those marks, I wish I would have got them on camera, but as soon as I saw those marks, I was thinking, oh boy, those might be bass. Don't know. I'm staying down too. We'll see. Get ready to net him in any event. Oh, he came off right there. Well, gosh darn it, we're not going to get to see it. Marking bait here, guys. All those red blobs are schools of pond smelt, and they're up almost to the surface. So, very promising looking area. This is my downrigger down here. My lead core is up higher than that. My lead core is probably right at the bottom edge of that. So, we'll see what happens. Fish on, got a second chance here. Ooh, that fish is fighting right there. Turn us out a little bit. Slow us down a hair and we'll see what this fish is. It's in much deeper water there, not near any structure, so we shall see. No, it's trout. There we go. I made that look hard. That little guy fooled me. He jumped, he looked like a bass. He kind of fought like a bass, but that is a planted trout. He's starting to dial into the food chain here, and hopefully he's going to stick around as a nice big holdover. We'll get him back in the water here. Well, that was really cool. That was my first fish on one of the new 50/50 colored trigger spoons. I have the orange and silver, and that's real silver, not chrome. It's silver. A nice thick clear coat on top. And I also have 24 karat gold and chartreuse. Very similar to that iconic Speedy Shiner. That's that same color, gold and chartreuse. So those are the two I have for now, and glad to report that they do indeed work. So very cool. Okay, I'm 75 feet back and I was down 22 feet on that last hit. So we will replicate everything exactly, and hopefully we'll be yelling fish on. Remember, trout fishing is all about building a pattern. You want to build a pattern. They're all kind of on the same page usually. So find one fish at 22 feet, you know, at that speed with that lure, there should be more. Now this bite might change when the sun gets on the water, but we'll change with the bite if we need to, but for now, we've hooked 2 fish here in the last 15 minutes or so, so we'll stay with it. Oh, fish on! Oh yeah. Fish on. Going along a steep rock wall right there. Fish on. Oh, nice jump. That's a rainbow. I seen him in the air. Awesome. Awesomeness. Here he comes. I see him. Oh, that's a nice fish. Oh, wow. That's a beaut. Whoa. There we go. You almost jumped in the boat. That's a new one. Look at that guy right there. Look at that tail. What a beautiful little Sierra trout. Just dandy fish. I'm going to give him the old power dive here. Just like that. Down he goes. Right there, silver and orange, 22 feet deep, 2.6 miles an hour. I'm gonna get it back down there. Now, I'm not gonna circle back on that spot. I know right where that fish was, and it looked like there were a couple other fish along that wall, but I wanna continue kind of exploring the lake here. I'm gonna continue up the southern tributary and just see what I see. I've got an area up here that usually holds a lot of bait and a lot of trout. So I've done really well up here in the past. So I'm gonna continue up here and see if there's some fish holding that wants some breakfast, want a trigger spoon for breakfast. I just saw a fish. Oh, I got a fish on the other rod. Holy mackerel. Got a fish on the lead core. Oh man. Oh man. Now things are starting to get exciting. That was at 3 miles an hour, guys. 3 miles an hour. Moving right along. I was putting that downrigger rod back down, and the lead cord just got slammed. Got the slamola. Right there. Bingo. Nice little planter right there. We'll get him back in the water. Just like that. There he goes. That one was on the 24 karat gold and chartreuse. That is a really good color in the Speedy Shiner lineup. So I went ahead and had one of those designed for the trigger spoon lineup, and it has proven to be quite effective. Fish on, guys. Fish on. That's a trigger spoon junior. Got this glassy water. The light slowed down a little bit on the fast stuff, so I slowed down. Trigger spoon junior, literally 5 minutes and I'm into a fish. This is orange and chrome, and right there. Right there. So here's the spoon we got that last fish on, guys. You've seen me fish this a lot. Standard orange and silver. Trigger spoon junior, got the J hook on it. He jumped all over it down about 20, 21 feet deep, 1.8 miles an hour. Here's the deal. The method, okay? We started out this morning doing really well on trigger spoons, trolling them anywhere from 2.5 to 2.7 miles an hour. We had a little ripple on top of the water. We had a lot of shadows. Well, now it's, what is it? It's 9:30, 9:28. As you can see behind me, the lake has gone to glass. I went through this area where I had been getting hit. I made 2 passes through here. I knew the fish were still here. I could see them on the screen, but they stopped hitting that trigger spoon. They didn't want that fast presentation. When you get glassy conditions like this, it makes the fish a little more shy most of the time. So as I tell you in the method, start off big and fast and slow down when you have to. Now, we've slowed down. We have the glassy conditions. We've got tackle on that's working. We're still catching fish. We're supposed to get wind up to about 17 miles an hour today. Now, when we start getting wind and we start getting ripple on top of the water, we may be able to kick the speed right back up to 2.7, put on those 2 trigger spoons that were working, the 50-50 silver and orange, the 50-50 24K and chartreuse, and go right back to banging those fish, power trolling. But for now, it's all about finesse. We're pulling the trigger spoon junior, deadly spoon. We've got the orange and silver on the downrigger, and over here we've got a cop car rendition that we call Jaws because it has cool little shark teeth in its mouth. So it's kind of a cool deal. But anyway, I'm gonna get this orange one back down to about 21 feet and see if we can put another trout in the net. That guy wasn't very big, but he was a battler. He put up a good fight. So anywho, let me get this out, and hopefully we're gonna be yelling fish on again here in just a second. I think we've landed 12 or 13 fish, and we've lost a couple too. So pretty darn productive morning at a lake that I haven't fished in several months, and a lake that's really not on the main drag in terms of trout fishing. It's just a small Sierra lake. There's a lot of rainbows in it, and they are biting. Fish on, guys, right there. I got the ripple back. I got my speed back up. Put that trigger spoon back on. Again, 5 minutes. Fish on, hook up, awesomeness. He's trying to jump. We'll discourage that by getting the rod down under the water. Thinking jumping again. Come on, baby. You don't want to jump. Stay down. Right there. In the bag, Daddy. In the bag. And off the hook. Good, good, good. All the way around. Good news. Let me speed back up a little bit here. Fish on the lead core. Fish on the lead core. Fish on the lead core. Slow us down a little bit. Well, guys, this is going to be our farewell fish because it's getting hot. It's a heavy fish. It's getting hot, and I got that weed whacking to do. Had a very productive day. This is our 22nd fish we've hooked, and I think we've only lost 4 or 5 maybe. So very productive day here in the Sierras. Classic spoon trolling, guys. Go fast when you can, slow down when you have to. Keep the big gear on as much as possible. When you have to slow down, downsize, keep that bite going. As soon as we got the breeze, it really turned things around. It just made all the difference in the world. We went right back to trolling fast. We're banging fish on both the downrigger and the lead core now. Just super productive fishing here in the Sierras, guys. Let's see what this fish looks like. Up, fingers crossed. Almost, oh, nice fish. Got the net tangled up. If you're not tangled up, you're doing it wrong, right? Oh, that's a nice fish. This might be the fish of the day. Woo! Oh, that's fish of the day. That's a wild rainbow there. Oh, I got it. That is either an X-planter or a wild fish. He has a perfect tail. That is just a perfect fish. And certainly a perfect fish to end the day on. Look at that guy. Look at that tail. That is just a perfect rainbow. This fish was a planter at some point, but he has adapted to the ecosystem, and he is just as wild can be. Down there feeding on them pond smelt. I'm gonna give him the power dive. If he goes down, good. If he doesn't, we'll come back and get him in the net. But that's a wrap, baby. That is a way to end. That's a wrap. Incredible day of fishing here in the Sierras. It just goes to show you, work the method and you're gonna catch the fish. Lucy and I, we're out here for now. She's hot. I got those weeds calling my name. I gotta stow the gear and a short run back to the ramp. I will catch you next time right here on the FHS Fishing Channel, Fish Hunt Shoot Productions. If you're looking for any of the gear I used today, trigger spoons, trigger spoon juniors, downrigger rods, lead core rods, whatever, you know where to go. FHSfishing.com. I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube, guys, and we will be talking trout, we will be talking landlocked salmon, and I will be helping you catch more and bigger fish. I'm Cal Kellogg. Thanks for all the support, guys.